Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about SexBots. SexBots is such an amazing topic, and the reason why it's amazing is not only because I love robots and all the mechanics and the engineering that surrounds it, but because it's going to happen in my lifetime, which is, I mean, we're not talking about like things like quantum computing and stuff like that. This is actually going to happen. So this is actually kind of fun and it's kind of cool. So getting into it right off the bat, how SexBots really started was in cinema. Um, Pre 80s was when SexBots were really getting into the fantasy minds of men and women, and that started to be shown on screen. The most notably was I think in '82 with Cherry 2000, which is actually a pretty good movie, and it just show like if you see the movie, it's funny how they go around things because it's kind of like today. So that just gives. So if you're interested in it, I would definitely recommend watching that. But moving on, SexBots really today in the physical form took place in Germany. In the sense of love dolls. Now, love dolls are not SexBots. These are just silicone dolls, nothing more. I know a lot of articles and stuff that you have read say that differently. Like, oh, these are SexBots. Like, no, these are not SexBots. These are just silicone dolls with electronic heads put on them. The a SexBot is something that can basically everything's mechanical. Everything can move. Everything can, it can walk. It can, basically do everything to please people, not you doing something with the silicone toy. So love dolls are basically the seed of SexBots that will give branch to it. And in Germany, what I call the Germany incident is pretty amazing because getting right into the story is they had a brothel. The brothel in Germany opened and it was something new, it was something different, it was weird, it was just love dolls. In Germany, their prostitution is legal. It's a huge tax income for the country, and it's very, very profitable since Germany is basically just a sex tourism spot. And the problem with that is, of course, disease, etc. Number people from around the world are going there. They are bringing things with them, and things like AIDS don't show up on tests for many years. They can lie dormant, so, and you can still spread them. So them saying they're clean and stuff like that, I don't believe that, and I would never try that. However, when this brothel opened with the love dolls, men started to go there. One, for the experience. Two, no disease, like, for example, not being afraid to catch something. Three, freedom to do what you wanted. And four, price. The price of a prostitute in Germany is a flat rate. It's like $60 to $64. It's one of those two. I can't remember because I haven't looked it up in so long, but it's in that range. But the love doll price, which the article is now gone, I tried looking for it today, was $43 basically a pop. And you had an hour for $43, and then you had to your like 20 minutes with the prostitute for like 60 something bucks. So you had that. The thing that happened, and why I call it the incident and the seed to SexBots, is because men were overwhelmingly going there, meaning these people who own the brothel were literally sold out every day. You couldn't get in the door, like, to make an appointment, which again is another professional thing that I'm shocked they even tried doing, was making an appointment to go for your love doll session. It's just out there. But moving on, these women complained because they were taking massive revenue off the prostitutes. Number again, prostitutes are a big thing in Germany. They're basically on most corners, and for that, again, these people are licensed prostitutes. They have to get IDs and stuff like that, like a license to be a prostitute. And so for them, it was like a huge threat to them, which is kind of funny that they would even complain, like really badly complain about a love doll brothel. It's like, wow, that's sad. But that's what happened. So what happened with the brothel was they end up closing it down because of heat from, I don't know what they would call it over there, but I guess the state. You know, in our terms, it would probably be the state. They're putting massive pressure on them, and people were protesting. Basically, the prostitutes were protesting this establishment. They ended up closing down after, I think, 2 or 3 months of amazing business. And that story broke like wildfire. And people just fell in love with these things. And they just got the tagged SexBots for some reason. Now, the incident in Texas that happened was with 2 businessmen with love dolls, again, trying to capitalize on the Germany fail. I call it fail because they basically shut down because of the pressure, and they folded to pressure. So the Texas one, there is a lot of stupidity in the articles that were read, that you can read. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Excuse me. And one, they were going to open a love doll thing that you can test out your love doll, have sex with it before you even buy it, and if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. So it's basically like a brothel shop, which was actually pretty smart. However, they rented the place out through lease, and they didn't put down what they were doing. So the media was going after them. You could probably see this on Fox News and stuff like that, pretty hard, and like, oh, Texas is coming down on them. They're coming down on them. And the sad thing is, no matter what they did, the Texas and the people who protested it, which was older women, no matter what, they couldn't even have opened the shop because of they didn't state their type of business, because it was a lease for some kind, for like a building of a business sort, and I guess the landlord didn't know that they were going to do that, so that failed on arrival. But they look at it as a massive victory when sadly it was just paperwork. So those men were out of money, and the funny thing is that didn't stop the Sophia's from coming out, that didn't stop the other love doll companies from coming out, that didn't stop China from ridiculous amounts of funding in China for these things. Not the love dolls, but the SexBots. They want these machines really bad. Japan, holy shit. Like, Japan wants these things horribly. There is so much, there's billions and billions of funding. I think in 2018 or 17, $34 billion in Asian countries were funded to develop machines of SexBots. That's insane cash. Like, that's a lot of money. Lots. And still we're in this phase of what I would call like the door phase, where we're jiggling the knob, and once we open it, that's going to be the SexBot age. Like, we're literally on the brink of it. Right now we have advanced love dolls. They're not SexBots, they're advanced love dolls. The next step is a SexBot, like a fully mechanical SexBot. Now, what I've been reading lately is that more love doll brothels are opening up in Europe. There's more of them open now in Germany, and they're doing very well, which is very great. They're opening up in Russia. There was like 12 countries, all European, none American, that are doing extremely well, and they're not making the news, which to me is very shocking, because this is actually an incredible revelation for the sex bot community. It's like, oh my god, these people are, you know, banging these things and they're doing really well, and that means that the digisexual to robosexual community is doing very well. But I was really surprised about Russia. Russia, and they have one in Moscow, which is the capital of Russia, which is insane because for them to even allow that. Again, because it's Russia. China has one too. God, I'm just trying to remember the names, but to me the biggest deal was Russia, because there's one in Russia and there's one in Moscow, the capital, and another place in Russia. So that's really cool, and it's very shocking. There was only one article with that in it. I'm shocked that didn't make the news again. But the community is growing very very fast, and it's very diverse, and it's gaining a lot of speed. And in UK, I was going to say this for another video, but I'll do it in this one, is I read an article today. It's about a week old, but I read it today, and in the UK, they opened up a sex bot, not brothel, but shop. 10% of their client base is male. The rest is older women. I believe 25% are lesbian, and the rest are straight. Wow. So, I know what people are going to say, oh, the liberal, conservative, I don't give a shit. The feminists, they're both on both sides. The feminists are so against sex bots, and they say, oh, this is bad for humanity, this, you know, you're sexualized, basically, this is what a woman should be, you know what I'm saying? And women are the biggest buyers of these things in the UK. That's nuts. They're making custom ones for these people, and they're spending serious cash. First off, when it comes to love dolls and buying them, I would not buy one. I do not think love dolls are remotely attractive, or they're just, to me, they're weird. I know how that sounds. Like, you know, I prefer, you know, a fully functioning real life. You can't tell the difference from a fucking another human being like sex bot. I think that would be incredible. But love dolls to me are just weird. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but this is my preference of them. But they are extremely expensive when they shouldn't. We're talking thousands upon thousands of dollars. These women, and when you guys have cars, because guys love cars, you know, or you love your computer. People build computers, spend thousands of dollars in your computer and hardware, or they spend thousands of dollars in cars, parts. You know, it's what you like. Women are spending that type of cash that you would put into a good gaming computer or into, you know, a good engine bay of a car, and we're talking. Some of these love dolls are already up in the range in the UK of $9,000. We're talking custom parts up to $5,000, not including the doll itself, which is above like $2,000 to $3,000, not including other things. If you want an advanced love doll with mechanical features like eyes, the app module that, you know, makes them have a simulated conversation. That's what these women are doing, and to me that should be incredible news. It's just unbelievable because of what is projected to us as, oh, you're just a lonely man, you don't, you know, you're a fucking social pariah, you're awkward, you're a piece of shit, and all that crap that we hear every day from feminists. And women in the UK are the biggest purchasers of this. So that again says just so much. It really does. And when it comes to, you know, these dolls, personally, like I said, I wouldn't get one. I don't think anyone should really buy them, even though, because they're not going to have any rarity to them. They're not going to have any, like, it's not like a fully functioning sex bot. Sex bots are going to be the highest like, how would I put it? It's going to be the most profitable business in the world, because look at porn, for example. Porn at first was like love dolls. Right now it's ew, that's gross, and oh my god, you do what? You have what? And behind the curtain, everyone wants the little pictures, the snippets, the reels. Now porn is so accepted that it's stupid. People send them their friends porn links and shit. People on Pornhub, I mean, I had a girl that my niece went to school with. She brags that she does porn now on Pornhub. I mean, yeah, it's pretty frigging accepted. Like, it's ridiculous. And these people are making thousands of dollars off of this. If you've seen Conspiracy of Pornhub, I want to say Conspiracy, it's the issue with the PayPal thing and stuff like that. It makes news, and it's pretty crazy. These people, I seen one check that someone posted online for $30,000. One check. That's nuts for porn. But this article also went on to say that love dolls are now being shown online in sexual intercourses with men, not women, which is also very interesting. But even though men tend not to give a shit more, I can see that. And it's true, if you go online and you type these things in to things like Pornhub or RedTube or things like that, you can actually see people performing on these things. And to me, again, it's weird because it's the love doll, and it's just it just doesn't feel right to me. And I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying it's just not my preference. And so the next thing to open that door, like I was explaining before, to the generation SexBot, which we are literally on the brink of, is mobility, functionality, perfect, flawless hand movements, body movements. It can walk. It looks unbelievably realistic. You can't really tell any piece apart. So right now, this is what a love doll looks like underneath the silicone, I should say. And Silicon Valley, silicone. And so this is what one would look like. As you can see, it's plastic metal bars and a chip. I believe it's the STEM chip. I'm not too sure about that. I have dealt in minor robotics in my life. As I should have probably stated that at the beginning of the channel, I am into robotics. I love robotics. But I do believe they were working with the STEM. But this is what one would look like. As you can see, it's not worth thousands of dollars, especially with the silicone and it's just plastic and chip and wires. A computer in all reality is like 20 times more than this to make, but they're selling to you at thousands of dollars. So moving on, this is again another another picture of a love doll in its shell. This is again cheap. I don't like it. I don't like the build quality. I think it's bad. And to try to market this off as a sex bot is horrible. And I'm gonna say this, like, in all honesty, that Disney would be the king of sex bots, and I can show you right now why. So just give me 1 second, and I will show you why. Here's a video from the Disney park. This is of the Avatar robot, and this is already a few years old. The video was posted in 2017, so watch this video and tell me what you think. Yes, this is a machine. Yeah, that's real functionality. That is incredible. No one else is popping off like that on the scene of SexBots, and I don't know why. That is just incredible work, and that's from 2017. And Disney has an amazing robotics team. I would like this, and that's why if Disney ever got into this game, especially when they own Marvel and a lot of major companies, such now as a Liga 2, yeah, picture your SexBot coming in looking like Scarlett Johansson, like this gentleman did. Ricky Ma made this Scarlett Johansson robot. This is probably one of the most famous for robosexual. I believe he's a digisexual, not a robosexual. There is a difference, which I'll get into another video because this video is going over 20 minutes. So I'm just going to try to rush through this kind of quick. So this is the Scarlett Johansson bot. This is very old. This is a few years old compared to what the Love Dolls are today. This is a gentleman who has no background in robotics or coding, and he built this himself. That's amazing. It took him apparently $50,000 to make this, and you might ask yourself, well, that's a lot of money. Well, you don't. When you're new to it, there's a lot of trial and error, programming, chip costs, makeup, skinning, all these things. The hair, it's an amazing wig, so that's going to cost some serious cash. I'm sure he's been through a lot of trial and error. This is Ricky Ma and his machine. As you see, if you look from the chest plate down, it looks very bad. Of course, and also this is timely correct, which is pretty impressive for someone who doesn't have a background in this. So this gentleman, from the breastplate up, looks completely real. And I don't know what it looks like now, but I've been trying to get more knowledge on this, but I haven't seen any more recent posts on it. So that says something. And this is the final picture of Ricky Ma and his machine. As you can see, the hands are, of course, really bad, but from the chest plate up, it's pretty incredible. In that, if this kid had proper funding, if this kid had, a good team, we would already have SexBots. We would already be in that generation of wow. I mean, look what he's done on his own. That's the direction that people want, but from look-wise, but when it comes to functionality, he went with the AI aspect instead of the mobility, which in my opinion is the fall of is what's really keeping us back right now. Wait till AI is done after the mobility. Try a walk before you can run. So, and if this, because this video is going over 23 minutes, so I'm just going to end it here. And so if you guys like this channel, hit that like button. But before I go, if you were weirded out, I should say, or angry at something I said or anything that was done in this video, just remember, Baby Yoga was watching you the whole time, and he is adorable. And you can't be mad or weirded out looking at Baby Yoga. It's amazing. But if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you want to join this community and help me grow this channel, I do a Liga videos, and I do SexBot videos now, which is awesome. So if you want to join that, that'll help me out amazingly. And I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy, guys.